Hello, this is Vince here, Vincent Mantia. I'm at the Staten Island Conservatory of Music, which is located on the grounds in the beautiful Snug Harbor Cultural Center and Botanic Gardens on Staten Island, and which is also a 10-minute ride, bus ride, taxi ride, car ride from the Staten Island ferry station, the terminal, and where all the buses are, also the main terminal, and coordinated with the ferries, by the way. So, okay, so we're about, I wanted to say, first of all, if any of you who have watched my videos, these videos are not meant to be private lessons, because as a teacher, as an experienced teacher, I know that I don't know who's watching the video, what level they're at. So what these videos I'm giving are, what these cello videos are, is they're troubleshooting tips. They are principles of cello playing, which you can apply to your playing at any level, whether you're a beginner or professional, or a very advanced cellist in colleges or whatnot. And you may find that they will solve a problem you're having, or something that is not being addressed by a teacher, or you can't figure it out, or it might just be something you've never thought of, or your teacher's never thought of, that could help you. Okay, so I hope I'm going to make this a short. I want this to be a short video today. So I have two things to offer you in terms of, again, general principles of playing the cello. First of all, about practicing and performing. And so one suggestion is to increase your technique and your bowing facility, that you should practice many of the things you practice, not just starting down bow, which, we tend to do because it's the strong part of the bow at the frog, and we can get a bigger sound there and so on. And what happens is the up bow or up bow technique isn't as strong as our down bow technique, because we're used to getting volume and sound, big sound from the down bow. And, and that's good. It's very natural to do so. But to be very flexible as a player, because, and to give you one example, when I think you want to make your up bows as strong as your down bows, and so that you have the ability to solve problems, bowing problems, and play in any part of the bow. Because and often, for example, you'll play in orchestra parts and various other parts and music where you have awkward bowings, and you have to play something strong or bright or brilliant, and you can't do it down bow. It just doesn't work out that way, in the progression of a piece of music. So here's one. Here's a suggestion or examples. Let's take the prelude of the first Bach suite. Okay, So everybody plays, starting down bow. Okay, so you know, it's interesting to note that the harmony repeats down bow, and the same notes, same harmony chord repeats up bow all throughout the piece. It's very, very and so usually musically, we play the first 8 notes stronger than the next 8 notes, really just for variety. But what if you wanted to start it, you know, actually to strengthen your technique and up bow technique, and you played So you start up bow, and now what does that do for your playing? It gives you a really full control over equality of down bows and up bows, as well as training your bow technique to be able to play more beautifully and lighter at the frog. Because for instance, in that, you know, ya-da-dee-da-da-da-da-dum, and the second phrase, which is the same notes, is an echo of the first. So you don't want it to be loud. So that means that the frog, you have to lighten up, right? Which could be a joke, but okay. So there's one example. Another example would be the Popper Etude number 6, which my mentor, one of my great mentors, Ben Heifetz, said to me, this was his phrase, old fantastic Russian legendary cellist, and he said, Popper number 6, he said, this will be for your whole life. Okay, so, you know, again, we start that down bow, but again, what about up bow? Right, so you want to you can strengthen your ability to start up bows in groups of notes, 16th notes, and fast passages. Again, another way to strengthen your bow. And you can do that at different parts of the bow also to strengthen your bow technique. Not just down bows, only down bows, which, you know, if you neglect your up bow technique, your down bow is very strong, but when called upon to make a big sound, the up bow, you won't have it built into your technique. So, okay, and here's one more tip I want to leave you with, and again, I hope this will be a short, which is, let's again take the Popper Etude number 6, that my teacher said would be for your whole life, because you can find a million ways to practice this. And one suggestion I have that I find very helpful is, you know, we don't always have a lot of time to practice lots of etudes. When we have a lot of music, and professionally we're working on orchestral music and solo music and music we have to teach and things like that. So here's another suggestion for the popper, actually a couple of suggestions. First of all, in your, to work on playing more at faster tempo with that particular etude, number 6, here's one way to do it, to work up speed. Stop. Right? So you stop, and you get these little rests in between, and you put it together. Okay? So there's another way to practice it, to work on speed by, putting on these bursts and then putting them together, so that between every 8 notes, for example, you got a little rest, boom, little rest, boom. All right? Instead of trying to whack the whole thing up the tempo really fast, it's very hard to do that. But you can work it up by these bursts and practicing that way, and then put it together. Another way is, a lot of these popper etudes, you get 2 pages of the same technical issues. They're really endurance trials. They build up endurance, if you think about it. And not all the popper, I'm sorry to say, are very musical, pieces of music. So you have to make them into music, dynamic with dynamics and expression as well. If you really want to make it something, as my teacher said, Vincent said, for your whole life, that will benefit you, find all kinds of different ways to be a better musician. Here's another way, is, you got 2 pages of this particular etude, for example, and so you can start a passage and maybe at that point you might switch to so on. So what I'm saying here is you can alternate, for example, between a lot of notes in a bow, your technique, legato technique, and alternate between détaché and also. So you can kind of go back and forth. And so in this one etude, however you like to do it, you can take longer passages to alternate or shorter ones like I was doing. And with the same etude, you can cover more bowing technique, legato technique, a separate détaché technique, playing faster, détaché, so on. So with the time you have with this one etude to warm up, get your technique warmed up for the day, alternating different bowings, for example, and tempos and dynamics and so on, will give you a really nice workout and get more aspects of your playing warmed up. So that makes this particular etude and the time you have to work on it very beneficial. And as Vincent said to me, it's for your whole life. Okay. So, and once again, you could start this up bow. Right? You can start it up bow, and again, work on your legato technique that way as well, and alternating, or not, for instance. And so I hope this was helpful, and will expand your knowledge of the principles of playing the cello and practicing the cello and becoming a better and better and musician, playing more and more beautiful. And again, we all know the bow is the key to sound. And so working on your bow and making it, your technique stronger with the bow will just make you a really great musician. And at any stage, you know, and the things, you know, as I've said, if you're a Suzuki teacher or somebody who is teaching beginning repertoire, instead of just start it up bow. So you can expand your students' ability tremendously even by taking these simple things. And once they've mastered it down bow, do it up bow. So again, don't just take a piece and learn it down bow, or teach your students down bow, and like, okay, I'm done. I'm a genius. No, you can milk that piece of music, any piece of music, whether it's Bach, whether it's a Suzuki teaching song, variation, and milk it for all it's worth. Really build a strong technique for yourself or a student. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Hope you'll subscribe, and I hope you'll also take a look at. In some of my first videos, I talked about adult daughter I have, 29, who had some serious effects and seizures from long-term COVID, and she's got a fundraiser on GoFundMe. Her name is Juliet Mantia, Mantia. And if you'd like to take a look, she's a lovely, beautiful young woman, and help her with a donation. That's up to you. And again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and it was helpful and may solve some problems, or at least help you build a more powerful cello technique and flexibility and ability to make even more beautiful music than you are making. So thank you, and until next time.